This session, I'm going to talk a bit about rankings and why focusing on rankings for your business is maybe not the ideal thing that you want to be focusing on, okay? So I guess the first thing that we want to talk about is SEO in general perceptions of SEO. Now, when I tell people, okay, I do a bit of SEO, they might think that, okay, so my sole focus is getting a website to the first page of Google and the first ranking of Google, and that the way that you do that, it might be creating backlinks, might be doing some spammy sort of tactics. Most people think that it's a bit of a dark art. Now, that definitely used to be the case until the likes of, you might have heard Penguin and Panda, the Google updates that have happened. In the past, you could just get any old link, backlinks and spam, and just as many links as you possibly could. It didn't matter where they came from, and it helped your site, whereas now that is definitely not the case, okay? So that's just a bit of background for you. So what happens here is that businesses always ask what they want when they say SEO. What they want is to be on the first page of Google. I want to rank #1 on Google, okay? Now that's what they say to you. That is a wrong focus, okay? And now I'm going to go through the reasons why. It's not something that should be the main focus for your business to get to the first ranking on Google, okay? So #1 is that nowadays with search, someone goes on Google, it's very customized, personalized search results. So depending on where you are, location-based search, so depending on where you are in the world, you're going to get served a specific result. Other factors such as time-based factors, so there are certain things, say it might be a significant event that's happening that's really time-based, so it might, Google will rank it high to start with, and then over time will degrade it because it's not worth as much because the event has passed. Okay, so it also takes into account search history. So all of these factors mean that it's very difficult to keep track of your rankings because they're different for every person. So that makes it hard to track. Now, some of the other reasons why you don't want to be focusing on rankings as such is that derivatives to a page might occur. So if you might be targeting one phrase and you specifically set up one page to target one phrase, but the thing is, the reality is that that traffic that comes to your website, it might come with a whole different lot of derivative phrases. So one phrase, there's different variations of that phrase that means the same thing, different words, different phrases, and that's all coming to that same page. So it's very difficult for you to spend a whole lot of time and money trying to optimize just for that one key phrase, whereas some people use different terms, different terminology, different words to ask for the same thing, okay? And that's where Google is smart, the type of semantics that it uses. There's a whole array of phrases that are interrelated and that can all be used to rank the one page on your website, okay? So then that also ties in with the fact that you might be, if you're focusing on your rankings of key phrases, that you might be tracking irrelevant phrases. Now, myself, if I'm working on SEO for a business, potentially I could say, okay, I've got you ranking for these key phrases here. Fantastic, you're showing up in the first spot, #1. But it could be that that phrase doesn't relate to your business and it doesn't generate you the end result that you want of conversions, sales, leads, okay? So you want to make sure that the phrases you're targeting, that they are relevant, because if you want to be getting to the #1 ranking on Google for a key phrase that's not going to give you any business at the end of the day, then it's once again a waste of time, a waste of money. Okay, then the other reason it's really hard to keep track of these rankings is that Google they do not like you scraping their data in order to track these rankings. Okay, so tools that you need to have to track these rankings in some sort of automated fashion without manually typing in the key phrase. They're scraping data, and Google does not like that. It's against their terms of service, so that's another consideration. So overall, because of all the personalization, fluctuation of rankings occurs all the time, depending on who you are, where you're located, the time of day, all these factors means that it fluctuates. Now, that's one of the reasons why, if you look at your Google Webmaster Tools, is that Google only provides an average of where you might rank for key phrases, because it's never consistent, it's always fluctuating. Now, there's a great video that Matt Cutts talks about. I'll provide the link below this video here, and he talks about the reasons why that Google rankings fluctuate so much, okay? So I will provide the video on that. Now, I made this wee image here. It's a tap, if you couldn't tell, and there's a bowl here and the water's coming out. So this is going to lead to my next part of what you should be focusing on. If it's not rankings, you've got to be focusing on something, right? Okay, so by just focusing on rankings, it can be like turning the tap on in the bath and without having the plug in, okay? So remember that for when we come to our next part here. Okay, so now we understand now that rankings are the wrong metrics, because rankings do not equal targeted traffic, and rankings do not equal conversions. Now, the conversions and qualified traffic is what is going to get you your end result that you want, because you don't want to be ranking first of Google for key phrases. Ultimately, you want to be getting more sales, more leads, more inquiries for your business, right? That's the whole point. So the right metrics to focus on are right here, okay? Targeted traffic and conversions. Those are the metrics that you should be focusing on more so than rankings, okay? Because targeted traffic plus conversions equals those sales. Now, targeted traffic means people who are coming to your site who are searching for and interested in what it is that you have to offer. And then the conversions side of things is getting the customer to do what it is that you want them to do, whether it is to purchase that product, to inquire with your business, or simply to watch that video that you've got, or to make a comment, or to read that article. Okay, so in a nutshell, focus on the metrics that matter. What matters ultimately is qualified traffic and conversions, okay? So if you're getting those two things to give you those sales, then it doesn't matter where you're ranking. It doesn't matter, okay? Focus on the metrics that matter, and if you do that, you'll be doing really well. I'm Billy Elusive, and if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'll be happy to try and help.